right. So here we are, morning class. Hopefully you've got all of your heating on and you're nice and warm, but we are going to warm the body up as well. So sit as comfortable as you like, either as you are now or sitting on your bum with your legs crossed or legs out to the front. Let's take a deep breath in. Up we go. And down. Again, up. And down. And again. And down. Sweep it over for me. Up to one side. Gently sweep. Come back down. Other side. Sweep it over. And down. And again. And one more. Each side. Here's your last one on the left. And last one on the right. Lovely. Give me some arm floats forwards. Take both arms up and gently on down. And again, sweep. So remember, this is arm movement. Your back shouldn't be helping you to move. We're keeping the torso where we left it, just in a lovely neutral position, while those arms and shoulders warm up. That's it. As we come back down, we're going to go straight into a shoulder roll backwards. Let's roll back. That's it. Good. Warming up those shoulders and everything attached to them. And let's go forwards. Roll it forward. That's it. Try to create as much of a circle as you can. And let's go back again. This time create a bigger movement. So you can go just a little bit bigger. Go into bigger again. Or we can go into the biggest circles that you can do. It's entirely up to you how big a circle you do this morning. This is all about you getting warm. So you do the circle that's right to get you warm and get you mobile. All right, let's go forward. So we're going to start off small. Work it bigger. And bigger again into your biggest circles that you want to do this morning. That's it. Good. And relax that down for me. So you should be starting to feel a bit warmer now. I know I am. All right, let's take those hands in front. Relax those shoulders down. Those hands are your guide. Remember, we're going to go into our thoracic twist, working the central part of your spine. This is all our warm-up, so just take your time. Remember, you don't want to go into a full thoracic twist that we do in our main part of the session. We're just getting moving. So you're sitting on your sitting bones. The hips should be fairly stable, but if you do manage to cheat, keep those headlights facing forwards. All right, let's rotate round on our out breath. Breathe in on that pause, out to come back. And again. And back. And again. and round, and back, and again. So just feeling a bit of movement going through the spine, nothing major. We should be really working the tissue at the moment. We've got plenty of time for that. And round. And again. Last one, guys. Fantastic. Relax those arms down. We're going to take ourselves round to one side. So let's just swish round. And the other side. And again, remember just gently mobilizing the lower part of the spine this time. So you're going to feel that lower spine twisting slightly. And we've got our last one here. Lovely. So now we're just going to gently come out of our twist. Make sure that you're safe. Down we go onto our mat. So we're going to gently work our way down onto our mat. Relaxing down. Okay. All right. So now that we are down on our floor, on the mat, we want to make sure that we're in a neutral position while we're here. So we're going to just have a little scan of our body. Make sure that your head is on your mat, making contact with the back of the head. Then we take ourselves down to our chest and our shoulders. Shoulders should be nice and relaxed on the mat, along with those shoulder blades. Arms come down to meet. Your rib cage should be nice and relaxed as well. If you're not quite sure, take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you'll work into that relaxed position. That nicely takes us to the abdomen where all of the core muscles sit. We need to gently switch on our core structures by bringing that tummy button gently in towards the spine, about 30% of your maximum. Okay, so 100% maximum, remember, is your full contraction where you can't squeeze any more. So we're working at 30% of that. Pelvis, in neutral, of course, we are lying on our backs. We need to make sure that we've got our central point of our front and back movement. Your feet on your mat, hip distance apart, knees nice and bent. All right, let's warm up that lower body, guys. Let's start with our heel slide. Gently take one leg away from the midline. And back we come. Other side. Slide. If you stick to your mat, then just gently lift up your heel so you're hovering over the mat in the floor. Okay, and it'll stop you from sticking. This should be a nice, gentle, smooth movement. And if you stick, you'll kind of judder along the floor instead. This is a really quite gentle exercise. So nothing else should be working. If you can feel muscles in your upper body working, you need to switch them off because they shouldn't be working in this movement. It's one of our foundational movements. That's it. And down. Last one. Now let's take that leg the other way. We're going to bring that knee towards us and down. And the other one. So now we're just working that hip and that knee in a different way. That's it. Keep going. And all the while, we're doing all of these leg movements, but yet everything from those hips up over, they're not moving. That's it. Good. One more each side. With this leg, hold it up there in what we call our tabletop position. We've got that knee over the hip. And what we're going to do now is circle. So we're going to use that knee as a writing pencil and we're going to circle round that hip joint. Okay, just nice and small. We do still have our core muscles active because they are helping to keep us still. What we don't want to do is wobble about. Okay, like we're on a pendulum. We want to just isolate that hip. Work all those little stabilizers. Let's go the other way. That's it. And take that leg down. Other side. There we go. Lovely. And let's go the other way. Good. You may find that you're better one way than the other way. That's okay. Fantastic. Down we go. Well, those hips are certainly a little bit warmer now. Let's take ourselves into our pelvic tilt. Tuck that tailbone under for me. Flatten your back. Let's now go the other way. Push that tailbone into your mat, creating an arch with your lower back. We're still maintaining contact with your rib cage though, so the arch is really small. And tucking under. And here's where you're going to feel those pelvic floor muscles. So you'll feel that tugging deep inside your pelvis as they shuggy boat your pelvis back and forth. Remember your breathing. Breathing out on the movement. Breathing in on that pause before the movement starts again. And again. On our next tuck under, guys, we're going up into bridge. So tuck under and continue to curl. So start lifting your spine up off your mat, one vertebra at a time, until we've got a nice line from knees down to head. Very gently squeeze those knees together, so it feels like you're squishing a cushion in between them. And we're holding at the top. Gently come on down. Same way that you went up, curling yourself onto your mat, remembering to place that pelvis in neutral at the bottom. And again, up we go on the out breath. Gentle squeeze. And down we go. And up. Remembering to keep those legs nice and even. You want them to be both evenly weighted. And down. Now we've got the option for some levels, guys. You don't have to take them. You can stick with level 1 in your bridge, but you can move up and work a little bit harder. So we have our level 2, which is an alternating heel raise. All of these levels you must tick off before you move on to the next one, because each one is harder. Then we've got the pelvis to think about. You need to keep the rest of your bridge position nice and stable. Level 3 is a double heel raise. So when we go up and down, the pelvis stays nice and still. Then we've got your level 4, which is lifting a foot. As you lift that foot, everything else stays the same, so you've got to keep that pelvis nice and stable. And then your level 5, which is the top level of bridge, is a leg extension, and you can also add the feature of a ceiling point if you want to. Okay, so then we come out, we go up, we come back out and down. And the pelvis doesn't mind what you do with that foot, okay? As long as it stays still. So you can do the move that you want. Of course, you can stick with level 1. If you're new, if you haven't done it for a while, or if you're just not feeling great today, recovering from injury, or just tired, and you don't have enough energy, you know, level 1 still works, everything. Okay. And last one. Fantastic. Let's bring those knees in and give those muscles a little bit of a stretch. That's it. Fantastic. Lovely. Now let's take ourselves into tabletop. So one leg at a time. We've got one coming up. Now we're going to activate those core muscles and brace to bring the other one up. Those knees need to be at 90 degrees and so do the hips. All right. Keep your back in neutral. And we're going to toe tap, guys. Take your toes down to one part of your mat and come back up. Keeping that knee at 90 degrees so the hip does all of the work. That's it. Now your lower back guides you on this one. If it starts to arch, you're stressing it out too much, just lower your range. So if you're feeling that on this one, just don't go to the floor. Stay just above, yeah? If you're all good with that, let's take a step up. If you're not, and this is enough, stay here with little rests. Lengthen so the heel comes to the floor. Bent leg raised. That's it. That's it. Remember your breathing helps to keep those core structures on your side. And relax, bring those knees in. Into a full body stretch. Fabulous. All right, I'm going to shuffle down just a touch because I have a feeling I'm going to hit my furniture. So that's better, I've got clearance. So you guys do the same, make sure you've got clearance above your head. So you've got movement, clearance at the top, but then also at the bottom with your feet. Ready for our next one. So now we're going to take ourselves into dead bug. So we're going to prep that first with our arm floats. Now we did arm floats in our warm-up, but this time we're really going to make sure that the rib cage doesn't move. So when that rib cage is moving, it will flare out. So those ribs will come out to the side and they'll also move up slightly. And you will feel that. It happens when you take a big deep breath, and it happens a little bit when you're breathing anyway. So we're going to stop that from happening. And the way to do that is to take those arms up and over on an out breath. You might not get to the floor because it depends on whether your ribs will let you stretch. And back we come. And again. And over. And again. And up. Last one, guys. Over and back. So now we're going to do our dead bug. So your modified version for beginners, because the dead bug can be quite stressful on the body. It's a combination exercise, so you're using upper and lower body at the same time, and that makes it a little bit harder because you've got more muscles working. So you can start off with your feet on the floor, and we do a heel slide and an arm float at the same time, opposites together, and we glide back, and we go over, and we glide. All right? For those of you who have done dead bug before, come on up into tabletop, and we're doing the same thing, but we're just in our tabletop position. So that arm comes out and that leg comes out, lengthening the body. That's it. And over. That torso needs to be in its neutral position. That's why we use our core muscles to keep this part still. All right, so that lower back needs to be in neutral, and those core muscles need to be working. That's it. Remember to take a break when you need one. That's it. And last one each side. Fantastic. In we come. Stretch it out. Brilliant. We're going to take those legs down, and we're going to gently roll over onto one side. As we roll, we're going to take one arm in front of us, the other hand comes over. So we're in our sunrise position. Now we are doing a big movement up and over, but if you haven't got clearance, you can do this with a bent arm. All right, so your bent arm would be like this, and we're exactly the same. All right, we've got those hips stacked one on top of the other, and they need to stay that way as we rotate. So we're going to take ourselves up and over, trying to get that elbow to the floor. However, we need to keep that hip there in its position. So we just go to where we feel like we can, and then come back. And you will feel a rotation in your spine, but also a really lovely stretch going through the whole front of your body, the chest, the shoulder, the arm. And if you've got your arms straight, you will also be stretching all of that neural tissue in your arm as well. That's it. Last one, guys. And over. And relax. Bring that hand in a position so that your head is supported. Or you can use a cushion if you prefer. We're going to lengthen those legs. Again, hips stacked. Make sure that you can see your front half of your foot as you look down towards them. Only the front half. And that then puts all of those joints in your leg in a nice straight line. We're going to take that leg up to the side into our side lying leg raise. Here we go. Up and down. That's it. So we do use our core muscles in this particular exercise, but we just use them as just a supportive measure, really, to stop us from moving back and forth. So you're just going as high as that leg wants you to go. You're in control. We've got 2 more. Lovely. Let's include our pyramids. So this time we're going to go up. We're going to drop down towards the front of your mat or your body. Then we come back up to our points and we're going to go back. Now as we go back, we still need to keep that hip stacked. So take your time and forward, up and down. That's it. And again. And we've got 1 more to go. Lovely. Let's bring that knee forward and stretch that one out. Good. While in this position, we're going to take that leg back, grab hold of the foot and stretch through the front of that thigh. You struggle to get hold of your foot, you can take hold of your trouser leg instead. Just help support that stretch. Lovely. And relax that down for me. Gently come up to a sitting position. Swing those legs around so that you're sitting on your sitting bones. Now remember those lovely thoracic twists that we did in our warm-up? We're going to now use them in our working element. So up nice and tall. If you struggle to sit upright with your legs forwards and straight, just bend those knees a little bit and it'll take the pressure off that lower back for you. All right, so let's take those hands in front again. Now we're nice and warm now, so you can take advantage of this move. We're going to take ourselves round to one side. And you should notice that you've gone further than the time that you did it in the warm-up. And again. And back. And again. Lovely. And over. and round. That's it. And let's now take our arms out, aeroplane arms. Exactly the same thing, guys. We're just rotating, but we've got those arms a little longer. That's it. That's it. Last one. And relax them down. Now we're going to just prepare our legs ready for saw. So you can have those legs as wide as you want them, but just remember that in saw we rotate and we dive down towards the foot. So the further you've got those legs apart, the harder it is. You've got to rotate further. So, you know, it's your choice, but just remember what you're getting yourself into. All right, those toes are pointing up to the ceiling. I know that you can't see them this morning because the camera cuts them off, but bring those toes up towards the ceiling so that when we dive down, you've got a lovely long stretch going through that leg. All right, so arms out to the side. Let's rotate and we're going to dive on down. As we dive down towards that leg, the other arm comes up, almost counteracting you. Come on up and open. Other side, dive down and up. That's it. So you're aiming to get that nose to your knee. And that head is in line with your arm as you go down. That's it. And open. Last one. Lovely, well done. Come down, bring those legs together. We're going to bring them up and swing them round to one side. We're coming down onto the other side now to finish that work that we started. So, place yourself in your sunrise position. Hips stacked one on top of the other and your arms in front. Now you can have your arms nice and straight if you've got clearance, but if like me today you don't have that much clearance, you can have your arms in a bent position. When you're ready, guys, open up, take yourself over, enjoy that stretch, and again, and back we come, and again, and over, and again, over we go. We have one more, and back. Well done. Gently take yourself up onto that head. lengthen. All right. Now we're going to take that leg up into a sideline leg raise. Are we ready? Let's go. Up. That's it. Lovely. Now, pyramids. Up we come. Drop it down. Up. Gently back. Watch that hip position. You're not quite sure if your hip's moving. Just put your hand on it. That will sharp tell you if it's shifted or not. Two more. The last one. Fantastic. Bring that leg forward. And let's take ourselves back into our quad stretch. So we're taking hold of that foot or your trouser leg and stretching through. Trying to keep that leg as close to the body as you can so that it sits in line. And gently relax. Roll on over onto your backs, guys. All right. Up we go into a hamstring stretch. One leg. And take hold of that leg from behind the thigh. Or if you're a little bit more flexible, you can take it from round the back of the calf. Never put your hands behind the joint. So round we go. So a stretch should always feel nice. You should relax into your stretch. So if you're fighting it, it's not good. Let's point and flex those toes. That's it. Nice and gentle. And gently relax that down. Let's pick that leg up. We've got that foot onto the opposite knee, stretching through those glutes. Right in that bum area. And gently relax that down for me. Other side comes up, hamstring stretch. Nice and relaxed, remember. Let's point and flex that foot. And let's take that foot down onto the opposite knee. Allow that knee to come out to the side. Let's pick that up. Stretching through the other bum muscle. And gently relax. Come on up to a sitting position. Just in your own time, take your time. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together this time. Bring the soles as close to the bum as you can get them. Up nice and tall with the rest of the body. And we're going to use those elbows to gently push those knees towards the floor. We're stretching through those inner thigh muscles. And relax. I'm just going to turn myself slightly to the side. And we're going to do that again. See if we can get a little bit further. This really helps your hip mobility. It's not just about those bum muscles that stop your hips from moving properly. It's these muscles in here as well. We need to keep them balanced. Lovely. Relax. Sit however you feel comfortable. We're going to take those hands forwards. And we're going to really stretch those hands ahead of you while keeping the torso nice and still. And you'll feel that stretch going right the way across the shoulder blades and into the arms. Lovely. Now let's do the other way. We're going to take those hands round the back this time. Bring those shoulder blades together and stretching through the chest. And relax. Let's breathe, guys. Up we go. And down. And again. And down. One more. And down. Hands together, guys. Well done. Well done. Early morning exercise, done and dusted before everyone else has got up.